Hello, dear viewers. My name is Ali bin Amr. I am your host for First Skills Podcast, second season. In this podcast, we mainly bring and host guests who are either alumni, people with impact on STEM society, and so on. And in this episode, we have a very special guest joining us from Missouri, United States. The 2018 First Global Challenge alumna Ons Kharrat. So, hello Ons,
Hi, thank you for having me.
how's everything? How is it there in the US? So, Ons, something which I want to, kick this episode with is first, like, the reason why you are in the US currently. And before you answer me, I want to tell you that Tunisia really misses you, especially with these high temperature degrees right now.
Okay, great. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kharrat, and as said by Ala, I'm a 2018 First Global alumna. I participated in the First Global Challenge in Mexico City, and I am also a supervising coach and a web developer in the First Kiss Club Association in Tunisia. So I'm currently pursuing 1 year of exchange studies at Missouri, specifically Missouri State University. And I am at the United States as part of a very competitive scholarship named Thomas Jefferson Scholarship Program. So this program, let's say, selects outstanding students, college level or university level students from Tunisia, to pursue 1 year of academic studies at the United States as exchange students. So I applied to this program this year, and out of about 8,000 applicants, I was one of the 28 applicants who got selected and placed in universities at the United States. And as part of this program, I will be pursuing and majoring in computer and information science at Missouri State University. And I'm really looking forward to this experience. Okay.
So here's the thing. So out of many, well, not many actually, too little people, you're the one to be chosen after all. So I want to know, like, how much will you spend there?
Mhm. Okay. So for this program, I will spend 1 year. During this year, I will study, as I said, majoring in computer science at Missouri State University. I will also work at a part-time internship. I will do volunteering work, and I will represent my association Friskus Club and also my country, Tunisia, as a cultural ambassador in the United States. I will do country presentations, and I will spread the word about our country and our amazing culture here at the United States. So this is basically 1 year full of challenges and full of great moments that it's waiting for me. And yes, the competition is so high in this program, and I think that the hardest thing was not only the competition and the application process, but it was also being able to deal with so many stuff, because when applying, I was on my first year of university in Tunisia, and I was pursuing my studies in preparatory classes, which are very competitive, and I had to deal with everything, being a coach in the First Kiss Club, which is my source of energy, and at the same time applying for the Thomas Jefferson program and getting through the tests and the interview process, and also studying in prepa and trying to maintain good academic records. So the competition was so high, but being finally one of the few applicants chosen, and I am the only one from preparatory classes joining the Thomas Jefferson program ever. So I'm the first student from Kharrat being chosen for this position, which is something very honorable, and I'm really grateful for all the experiences I had in the First Kiss Club that made me become qualified for this position.
Very interesting, actually. It's really something to be admired, at least from my own perspective, and I'm sure that many will agree as well. Really good job, Ons,
Thank you.
and really keep up the good work. Many are looking up to you and the achievements and the hard work that you are doing. So, in order to finalize, or well, it's not exactly finalized, but what we are talking about, which is your scholarship, and what I want to focus on more is misery. So, what do you think about Missouri so far?
Okay, so for me, I really like. So I have been at Missouri State since almost 1 week and a half, and I really love the place right here. The community is very supportive. There are many opportunities that you can see. You can meet a lot of people, and they're all very interested in talking to international students and learning more about where they come from and what they're doing right here. And I have met a lot of inspiring people. So there are many exchange students coming from all over the world, and in one day you see yourself just having dinner with people from Japan, China, Russia, Egypt, and many other countries, and you just seeing we're living very far places, but one thing brings us in common, which is our excellence and our dreams and how we strive to learn and travel and bring back new experiences to our home country. So this is a very empowering experience, and for me, I think that including the first global challenge and even um, all the international experiences that I had, meeting people and networking is the best thing that you can have from the experience, because you can learn a lot from people. You can learn from their backgrounds, their experiences, and keeping such a great connection can be very empowering in the future.
Sure thing. It was really fruitful, actually. I'm a personal fan of cultural exchange, and if that's like just 1 week and a half in Missouri, then you should definitely be expecting a lot more in the upcoming weeks. So good for you. I'm really happy for you. But talking about Missouri, it's not your first time in the United States. You've been there once in before, right?
Yes, this is actually my second time at the United States and my second exchange program with the U.S. Embassy of Tunis and the U.S. Department of States. So I came on my first exchange was when I was at my first year of high school. So this is mainly around 4 years ago. So I came to the United States as part of the 2017 Tech Girls program, and I traveled to Washington D.C. and the Virginia state. So yes, that was my first time here.
Tech girl. Okay, so it's quite, how do I put it? A unique kind of name to be like to have. So you were tech girl, I believe, at 2017. That's like 4 years ago. So what can you tell? The challenges you faced in order to become one, or you can talk to us about the selection process you went to. I mean, like, so far you've been through many selection processes that, eventually you actually got chosen and approved.
Okay, so uh, I just want to say that since I was in, let's say, since I have started being a member in the First Kiss Club, since my first year in prep school, I was very excited about the Tigers program. At that time, I was not even eligible to apply because I was under the age requirement. But I was like every year I would read about the Tigers program, see what the cohorts were doing, and I was a huge fan of that program. And I wasn't thinking that I was qualified enough to be one of the Tigers, and I was thinking, no, you should be like a very you have a lot of knowledge in STEM. You should have traveled so much to qualify for this program. But at that point, I am very grateful for the support I got from my mentor and your mentor, our mentor, Madame Fitem Al Falah. She's an amazing individual. She's the one who sparked my interest, and she's the one who helped me apply and encouraged me. So in 2015, Madame Fitem was selected as a 2015 Tech Woman, and she traveled to the United States. And TechGirls is actually a program similar to the Tech Women program, but the TechGirls is designed for high school girls who are having outstanding achievements in STEM fields. So she encouraged me and she told me that you should apply, you should try, you should go for it. You are good enough to be there. You can make this happen. And it was my first time writing essays. It was my first time having an interview. with professional people from the U.S. Embassy of Tunis. It was my first time submitting an application and trying to understand how to navigate an application process. At that time, I was only 15. When I applied, I was around 14, but when I went to the tech course, I was 15. That was a pretty young age for a person to start applying, but with the support I got from my mentor and my two mentors, actually, Madam Fitin and Mr. Rebah, I was able to get through that, and I was able to finally submit my application. I can say that it was a stressful process because, as I said, I wasn't believing that I can make it, but after that, it went really smooth, and the Tiger's experience helped me see the true person I am and helped me to kind of highlight my strengths and weaknesses, and it empowered me so much, and it's still empowering me to this moment because after 4 years from participating in the Tigers program, I'm proud to be the ambassador of the Tigers in Tunisia and a member of the Tigers Alumni Council. I currently also a very active member in the Tech Women Tigers Club in Tunisia. I am leading two projects, and I am still in contact with the Tigers board, and I also work and volunteer to be, um, let's say, a facilitator in the recent Tigers cohort for 2020 and 2021 because both of them were held online. So I worked with the cohort from Tunisia, I facilitated their program, and I made sure they had the best experience during their online program. So I am very active with the Tigers online community, and the experience was just very memorable.
Indeed, it has to be. I mean, like something special in you as a guest, like in my podcast, is that whenever I ask you a little question, you still have a lot to tell. Like there is always some hidden story behind each of your experiences, which is just quite inspiring. So you can see in this case, the fact that you had an environment or an environment was provided for you in which you've got support, people who encourage you, people who tell you that you can do it, and it wasn't just the supportive, encouraging environment; it was also a challenging one. That once you did apply to such a very interesting and very great title, she's Tech Girl, you kind of found yourself ready in the end. And in the end, as well, you actually got it. So it's a really nice thing to keep in mind, especially for our dear viewers. Uh, Thank you very much for that. But now, like, about your Tech Girl experience, is there any, let's say, remarkable moment, something more precise, let's say, and more memorable that you keep remembering? Let's say it's an event or something such as that.
Okay, so I can say that the experience I had in the United States as a tech girl was a 1 month long experience, and every second was actually memorable. But I have already talked about the impact of meeting new people and connecting with them. The tech girls actually brought girls from the MENA region and the United States. So we were four girls from each country at the US or MENA region, and it was amazing to meet with people, especially ladies coming from the MENA region, because you know that STEM fields are still male-dominated fields. Probably not in Tunisia, but in the MENA region, that's really true. That's why it is really, let's say, fascinating to see ladies fighting and um, let's say, practicing the right of becoming leaders in STEM fields. And for the best and most memorable experiences I remember from my Tigers experiences are the ones when we have accessed some of the best companies and tech giants out there. We went to Google, we had a conversation with a lot of people coming from YouTube and Facebook, and we also went to, let's say, a DC office of NASA, and it was really memorable to talk to the female rep there to hear about their stories because in Tunisia, what they tell you is that, oh, you cannot go work at NASA or at Google. You That's very hard. You cannot get there. But actually, people right when you meet them, they tell you who they were, how they got there, and they make you feel that it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. You can achieve everything as long as you have self confidence and you work hard to achieve it. Yeah, the thing I like the most is just going to so many great places and so many great companies and actually working there and hearing the experiences of people and getting motivated and seeing the power in yourself that you can one day be among them or even be better as long as you believe in yourself and you work towards that goal.
Very true, actually. Yeah. Um, it is actually quite fascinating. Such an experience is one to be looked for or looked after, especially by youth and people like who are your age when you were there, who are like 15, 16, and so on. It's very interesting, especially because it gives you such a wide insight on what future you can choose for yourself. Do you want it to be, let's say, in Google, or do you want it to be maybe in NASA? If you are interested in space and you see that space is currently a very trending um, domain for now, and having good information and good knowledge and, let's say, good contacts when it comes to space from a younger age, it definitely one really good advantage for an individual. So yeah, indeed. Now, look, you talked earlier about the culture exchange. You had both, like in there, in like both times. Once in this scholarship, Thomas Jefferson scholarship, and of course in the Tech Girl experience. But like talking about culture exchange, you had another experience that involved this thing, which wasn't in the US, but it was rather in Mexico. And of course, like as obvious as it would get, it was in the first global challenge of 2018. So, what can you tell us about it, especially when we can mention that you did had an experience or prior experience with the 2017 Tunisian team? Maybe things like how did that help you or give you a better insight on what to do next year, or maybe how did you get selected to be a member in the 2018 team? And from there, like there will be a lot more to talk about, of course.
Okay, so a lot of people think that the first global is just a competition that you take part in for a year, then you just become alumni and we're done with it. But for me, the first global was not that short experience. It was a very, let's say, long dream that we have started dreaming that dream in the First Kiss Club. And in 2017, when we got the approval to form a national robotics team and we supported and worked with our team so that they go to the United States and they have honored us. So in 2017, I remember being at the United States and trying to watch the matches of the Tunisian national team because the I was at the Tigers program and they were in the first Global 2017. And even before traveling to the US, I have stayed with them and worked with them. And the great thing is that for us in the First Kiss Club, we are a big community, and whenever we have something happening, we all work towards that goal. So we didn't leave the team alone. We worked with them, supported them, helped with all what we can do so that they can have a good environment and they can work towards honoring our country, because back in 2017 no one had, let's say, the courage to introduce youth to robotics, and it was a challenge to convince the parents and to finally get the team to the US so that they can participate in the FGC competition, and they have honored us. So their experience was actually very fruitful, and it set high standards for us because they have honored our country in such a great way, and we wanted to do even more to honor our country in the best way possible. And thanks to the hard work, the support we got from the First Skills Club community, and the encouragement and mentoring we got from both of our mentors, we were able to go back home with 4 medals. And it was a very challenging experience. We worked in the First Kiss Club building for the 3 months of the summer. We worked on our robot, we worked on our engineering notebook, we worked on like the aspects of the cultural exchange. We had video conferences, we had a lot of initiatives going on, and it's amazing to just jump into the First Kiss Club and see different workshops of different people doing a lot of stuff. We had around 20 or something mentees and staff members from the First Kiss Club just volunteering to come and help us and join us in our journey for the first global challenge. So we had a whole team learning and working together, and then our team went and represented the First Skills community and the Tunisian community in Mexico City. And I'm glad that we have managed to honor both of these communities and to go back home with these 4 awards. It was challenging, it was hard, we had so many hardships, and this is obvious because if you don't have hardships, you cannot learn. But with the, let's say, the needed guidance, we were able to overcome these hardships and to win the awards. And it didn't stop there. The FGC dream continued for the next year when we supported the 2019 team coming from also from the First Skills Club, and it continues with you guys, and we're always ready to help and support because we're one big family.
Very grateful.
You're welcome.
So you said that 2018 you've got like 4 medals. So it's the way how I called it was the year of medals, because pretty much our country or like our team and our country that year we managed to get the biggest number of medals. There were 4 medals. Can you please like name them? And is there like one of them maybe that let's say holds a story behind? And of course, we would love to hear it.
Actually, the 4 medals, they all represent so many stories and a lot of hard work behind them because we have managed to get an award in almost every section because like we were awarded for our work on our robot and our engineering and all of that in our competition. We were awarded for being let's say good communicators and social media managers because we have managed to instantly post about the boot camp that was happening in the First Kiss Club, the main supporter of the First Global Challenge, and we've also managed to keep people updated, show them our work, inspire them to do the same thing we were doing in Tunisia because we had you as you remember that intensive boot camp we worked for the whole day for almost 3 months, but it was mm, mixed with fun, with hard work and everything so that we can keep our spirit high. So that was an award. Also, our mentor got the Outstanding Mentor Award for her great work managing not only our team but the whole team of volunteers who came with us to prepare for the first global challenge. And she has managed to have the First Coast Lab Association open for us for the whole summer so that we can go there, prepare, because as you know, it's very hard in Tunisia to find a welcoming community that can give you the space and the resources to prepare for a competition. Um, because we're students, all the spaces out there are private and they're not free for us. Um, we also got the fundraising award because we have managed to convince locals in Tunisia, private business holders, and NGOs to help us sponsor our trip and cover the costs of our competition. Because, as you know, a lot of people in Tunisia, almost everyone, they still cannot believe the impact that these competitions can create on youth. And we're very oriented to studies in Tunisia, and people think that you should study and extracurricular activities are just a waste of time. So it is hard to manage to get a meeting with someone, to talk to them, to help them understand what's actually going on and how this can impact us. And it was a very hard process to go around and try to get at least a few sponsors and people who helped us to cover the cost of our trip. So all of this was a hard work because we didn't just work on one aspect of the competition. Thanks to the guidance we got, we managed to work almost on all the aspects, and this helped us be awarded in different sections of the competition. And plus, a huge thing is our performance there. We were able to group teams together, to have people unite together, and we were going around helping people with technical and non-technical stuff. We have also managed to also report the work that we were doing there instantly as well. So it was a whole mission, and we were able to finish it because we just wanted to honor our country.
Sure thing. So you can see, let's say, it's all a matter of impact. The impact you had as a member in the First Kids Club by your fellow team members or your teammates, the volunteers, the people who give their time and effort in order to help you as a member who's going later to Mexico at that time. Also, the same thing that you had from the mentors. That impact was to be seen later in mid competition with the other teams from different countries, different cultures, and so on. And even like in later generations, like the 2019 team, 2020, and right now the 2021 team, it's all a matter of impact. Like, as long as it is positive, it's going to remain positive and maybe even get bigger and stronger as time goes by. So yeah, it is a really interesting thing to just keep in mind, believe in it in such hard times, especially like the ones we are living right now. It's all about this culture exchange, loving each other, respecting each other, sharing peace and freedom. It's all like aspects of how to live in a peaceful world and a rich world, but not, let's say, with money, but rather with values and morals. So yeah, and of course success. So we are pretty much at the end of our podcast. It's a really honor for me to actually have you with us today.
Thank
And
you.
as finalizers, what would you tell our audience? As I already was mentioning, um, we are living in hard times. As the pandemic is taking over the world, hopefully it's going to end real soon. People are taking vaccines and so on. But also there are these fires taking over many places as well. It's just sometimes so much negativity comes in, but still we have to defeat it with positivity. So, what can you tell the youth at this time?
Okay, for me, what I can tell them is that they should go out to the world and seek every opportunity, because we can just stay in the comfort of our own houses and try to look at all the negative things happening and then blame the outer conditions for what we're leaving, and then just say, I wasn't able to succeed on this and that because it was something coming from the outside. We are actually not blaming ourselves for what is happening. But if we want to see things from a true perspective, we are the ones responsible for what we're doing, and we have the inner power to go and act. I know that it's can be very challenging, especially during these hard times. That's why what I advise youth to do is to go find a supportive community that can push you forward. Don't stay alone, because with so much going on, you might not have enough of power to just um, take initiative and move forward. So for us, we're lucky enough to have the First Kiss Club association community that we're always part of, that is supporting us, pushing us forward, and helping us get the best out for ourselves. So there are other great opportunities out there. You can form a group with your friends and just try to motivate one another. You can go find an existing organization or NGO and be part of. Just surround yourself with the positive people, with the good people that can push you forward, and they can um, let, tell you to just go for opportunities, to believe in yourself, because as I said at the start of this podcast, the very first experience that I had was being part of the Tigers program, and at that point, I was not believing in myself. I didn't think that I had enough of skills to be at that position, but with the right guidance that I got from the people in my entourage, they helped me believe in myself. So self, let's say, belief, courage, and also seeking opportunities are the best things during these hard times. It's very, let's say, fundamental to surround ourselves with the right people who can push us forward. So what is happening in the world is happening. There is nothing that we can do about that, but we can still go for opportunities, try to learn, try to get the best out of ourselves, and also benefit our communities and countries. Because when we grow and learn something, we should always be grateful for the places that we've started from and for who we were, and to always remember that we have a mission to lead the change in our countries, because we are the future of this country. We are the youth. We are the ones who should take action. And if we say that I hate this and that about my country, so I will not act, then you are just being part of the problem. Because if you hate something or you dislike something, then you should take action and try to make a change. And that's it. Yeah, surround yourself with the good people and go for opportunities, and things will get better, hopefully.
Thank you very much, Ons. It was a really nice time spending with you, talking, chatting, talking about your achievements and so on. I hope this episode and what we were talking about was just as inspiring for the youth and the audience watching as much as it was inspiring for me. It was a really good day. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Ons, for being with us today. And see you in the next episode. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Hala, for hosting me. I know that you're very tired of the time difference and you're staying up so late to be able to record this episode. Thank you very much for all the team working behind the scenes to make this podcast possible. We are the First Kiss Club family is super proud of you and of the work you're doing. And I'm sure that you will make us proud in the first global challenge as well. I hope that my messages will reach youth out there, and I'm always ready to help and answer to any questions you guys might have. Have a great day.
I very appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Have a good day. Bye.